and welcome to Cutscene Conversations Season 2, Episode 1.
And welcome to the video.
The video.
So I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tim.
Yep, totally. That's exactly how this works.
Totally.
Tim, I think I got your mug.
No, you can have it.
Yeah, no,
it's
mine.
disgusting.
So anyway, I'm Tim. This is Jesse.
Hello.
We decided that we were going to try this.
Right?
So I'm not sure how you feel about it. We'll find out how y'all feel about it.
I think it's going to be a lot like going from episode 1, 2, 3 in the first season, right? Remember how episode 1, it was very uncomfortable.
Super awkward.
Super awkward. I think by the time we get to episode 3, episode 4 of the season, we should be through it. I think it'll be. Yeah, I think so. We will. Whether or not the guests are, that's a totally different story.
So we want to do a couple shout outs.
Yep.
Right. So first, we want to shout out Cindy.
Cindy, yes.
Our social media manager, set design, her and another unnamed individual.
I thought we said Mike, right?
Well, this week it's Mike.
It's Mike this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Helped put together our set. We kind of just threw some stuff together. The set will be changing every week, so look forward to that. Cole.
Wait, we're doing themed weeks?
Well, I mean, we're just bringing in.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt your...
Yeah.
Cole.
Good. Cole. So we want to shout out Cole.
Yep, awesome.
Gandenberger, Mr. C. Gandy himself.
Awesome still.
He is our audio technician, producer.
Everything we need him to be.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
he keeps saying yes, even though I'm like super paranoid that he's going to just be like,
y'all, this is too much.
Well,
right?
no, I'm not even afraid that he'll say it's too much. I'm afraid because Jesse would be like, yes, I'm still here. I'm still helping.
Not saying no.
Yeah, I'm mad about that.
I've heard Cole say no about stuff.
Oh, well, then you're good. Then
so I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely want to shout out all of our guests from last week.
Season
last
1.
Week? Last season.
Last season, yeah. It was fantastic.
So we started with Cole.
Yep. We did that boy wrong. I'm laying it out there.
Did we do him wrong or did
Tim do him wrong? Good call.
His friends did him wrong.
That is true too. They definitely gave you everything.
They definitely provided me with
I didn't get anything, remember? My hands are clean.
You failed at getting it. I did. Yeah. So thank you, Cole, for being a good sport, for the poking of fun.
Right, and then Pastor Wade coming on.
Pastor Wade came on after that.
We
poked a little.
The great wasp slayer.
Yeah, I think he's broke another window since then.
No.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask him.
Yeah. Then we had Pastor Ty.
Mm-hmm.
Great. He got to share a 2-part story. 3-part? 2? I think we went to 3 on that one.
It was 3.
Yeah. So we got to hear a lot about Pastor Ty and his, all 3 of them talked about their wives pretty much.
Yeah.
Which, foreshadowing. Just wait for that. After that, we had, was it Shane right
It was Shane. Shane was the last one. We had 4 guests last season.
So, so thank you to all of you. And thank you to the listeners that especially have stopped us and talked to us about, hey, every time I hear this Christmas song, I think of what you were talking about, and I really hate it now.
Right.
Or especially from people close to Shane that got to hear a lot of that story that didn't know it. They stopped and made sure we knew how much of a difference it made, which was awesome to us. Right,
because sometimes it's easy to get up here and I don't know what to do with my hands right now.
I'm literally doing that.
Right, thank you.
And, I talk with my hands, so
it's good to know that people are enjoying it.
Yeah.
But that's not the reason I'm here doing it. I'm doing it because I enjoy it. A little bit because this is helping me learn to speak in front of a camera and into a mic, which is not a skill that you develop from reading about it.
Right. So my reason for finally doing it was we've always talked about doing things. And especially sitting down, and we talked about it way back with Skype and recording our Skype phone calls and talking about, because at the time we would talk about different parsing in WoW is what we were. Yeah. Yeah. So, we talked about it then that, hey, maybe we should do a weekly thing and sit down and talk about the best ways to go through these bosses and everything.
Right. What's funny is it was more we would finish conversations and we were man, we should have recorded that.
Yeah.
That's most of the time how it ended.
So mine is putting the rubber to the road, making sure we stay in with something, because, honestly, this has been such a relief for me, especially the stuff I've went through in the last year, Like being able to sit here, freely talk, and in a way that's putting it out that I'm like no holds barred to the world.
Right.
So
that's a lot of growth in you, because there was a lot of times where Tim would be like, I'm going to eat my macaroni and cheese and I'm keeping it to myself.
There were many times like that. And how dare you bring up my mac and cheese?
I didn't say anything about its quality.
Okay. It is arguably the second best.
Wait.
In a group study done at the Schultz house, it was the second best. Right behind a regular box of Kraft.
Yeah, but that's because it was made with love.
Sure. Yeah, mine was made with the intent to beat people. So
that's true. Yours had hate. You could taste the hate in it.
It was a Darth macaroni and cheese.
We're gonna try something new.
Yep.
We're gonna go into a Would You Rather segment, which should be interesting.
Yeah.
So do you want to throw yours first, or you want me to go first?
I would love to throw mine first.
All right, let's have it.
Would you rather play 30 minutes of your favorite video game with no sound, or have to play 3 hours of arguably your least favorite video game full blast?
Favorite game, 30 minutes, no sound. It's sadly because I have so much time played in the game.
Oh, it's Dota 2.
Yeah, it's Dota 2 for sure. I can imagine the sounds and be happy. I don't even need, like, I've heard them enough that it's like I can just pretend I'm hearing them. I can play it on mute. So for me, that's easy. What about you?
Oh, me? I think just because of the time. Like, I would do 30 minutes, no sound. Also, don't know if you know this, I tend to have a lot of things going on at once.
Mm-hmm.
So I commonly play video games while watching Netflix.
Okay.
So
wait.
Yep.
So are you listening to both at the same time?
Yep.
Oh man. You have a lot of inputs, and I get so distracted. I can do a task and I can listen to music.
Well, that's nice.
But I can't.
What does the rest of your brain do?
I don't have that problem. It is focused on the task.
I got you.
So I don't have the neurodivergence mind y'all have. I don't struggle with that.
It's not a struggle unless you let it be a struggle. It's always a struggle.
I'm thankful he didn't bless me with that mind.
Yeah, I've been blessed.
Right. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Would you rather, while living in a Harry Potter universe,
okay,
have no powers or be a Death Eater?
So hold on. Muggle or squib? Oh, yeah, I messed with you because you don't know. So Muggle is non-magical.
Correct.
Squib is a magical individual who has no or very little powers.
No, you have full powers, but you're a Death Eater.
No. The first option. Is it a Muggle?
Oh, it's a Muggle.
A Muggle, so
you have no magical...
So I wouldn't know about it either.
No, you would know about it. You would have intellect. You had knowledge of the world existing.
Okay.
Of the magic world, but no powers. Or you have powers, but you're a Death Eater.
See, this is really hard.
I know it is.
Because there's always a redemption arc, right? Like Draco Malfoy was technically a Death Eater.
Yeah.
He had the mark.
So was Snape.
Oh, yeah. Well, Snape was also a spy because of Lily.
Yeah.
Do you know, hold on, I got a joke for you. Do you know why Snape was never put in charge of herbology?
Why?
Because he couldn't keep a lily alive.
Oh, my goodness. That was...
Sorry.
He had her eyes.
Oh
goodness, that was a good one.
So I honestly,
yeah, you still haven't answered the question.
I mean, I'm sad to say, I'm not sad to say, I'd probably be a Death Eater.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you already knew the answer.
You'd be like, Avada Kedavra!
Oh, that's
Lord,
horrible. That's horrible.
It is.
All right,
but you're in your head. You're like, I'm gonna pick the Death Eater, but I'm gonna be redeemed. I'm gonna be redeemed.
Yep, I'm gonna have a redemption arc. Just watch.
So or not,
I am wearing my colors.
I know you are.
I'm Slytherin. So
right.
You.
Oh.
Yeah, you're a Muggle. Shut up. Go on.
Yeah, I don't think I could be a Death Eater.
Yeah,
I don't
you'd be a squib.
I'd be like, I'm so sorry,
so
mister. I don't want to hurt you.
You're like Mr. Filch, the carekeeper, the groundskeeper guy.
I hate that you equate that in that.
That's what he was.
But he 100% is, but it's like... I've never read the book, so.
Oh, okay.
So I'll only know the portrayal of the character from the movie. So it's
good
like
portrayal.
Okay, well, still, it's kind of like
that's what you would be.
Oh,
because
I would be
when you posed the question. That's what I saw.
I feel like you live in that scenario.
You'd be angry all the time.
You'd be angry all the time, become jaded, and just like hate everything around you.
And you know what would happen if you had hate as a Death Eater? Fun.
See, you're enjoying it more and more the more you talk about it. That was a good one, though.
It was,
I think I won the Would You Rather.
No, 100%.
I feel like I won that one.
You won it?
Yeah, that one. Mine was definitely better.
Oh, yours was great. Yeah, no. All right, so now we want to talk about what's coming down the line.
I still don't know what to do with my hands, by the way. Oh, thanks. This is nice.
It is nice.
It is nice.
No, I don't know what to do.
You have to come back, sir.
Thank you.
All right, carry on.
So coming down the line, we're going to keep a lot of the format the same.
Yep.
We'll do our episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to. So like we're called cutscene conversations,
right? Yes.
And I call them filler episodes,
right? Because we allow other people to come in and tell their story.
Their stories, right? So our filler episodes will stagger in between some interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Coming down the line for interviews, we have our brothers.
Yep, that's gonna be fun.
Oh, it is. So Jesse has an older brother, Brent. I have a younger brother, John. We will do a.
They are so different from one another.
Oh my gosh, they are. They are so different.
It's gonna be quite interesting. Oh man, Brent, just know I love you. That's all.
Do your worst. Go for it. Then we want to interview our wives. Are going to come on the show.
Yep, that's going to be really cool.
That's scary. Both of our wives have a lot in common in mannerisms, where they grew up or how they grew up was very similar. So it is cool to see how different we are, right? And especially with the way we present ourselves. So that's going to be a nice, fun episode.
Yeah.
Then,
man, do you think that's going to be a two-parter or a one-parter?
Oh, I think a lot of our interviews this time are going to be two parts.
Probably.
Just because, like, we're kind of finding our way about things, and 2 parts for interviews is probably the best way to go. So, like,
probably
last season we did Cole's, and it was our longest one.
Right.
We should have
broken it into 2.
Yeah, should have cut it in 2.
Yeah,
definitely.
We learned a lot.
We did
from Cole's. He's the length of the episode and how easy it is to get away from you. We learned what makes Jesse uncomfortable in terms of how far we go with questions. So I was immediately like, I'm so sorry. On an Enneagram, I'm a 9. I'm a peacemaker.
We're providing questions for brothers and wives. You're going to ask my wife questions. I'm going to ask your wife.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
Yep. So, further down the line, we want to bring back all 3.
Yep.
Or the 3 first guests we had last season.
Have them all on at the same time. It's going to be fantastic.
I'm calling it a campfire gathering,
but
it's not
round table.
Round table. So we'll have a little bit of a different setup, a few more mics, a lot more people. That definitely will go to 2.
Yeah, for sure. And then the follow-up.
So the week after, the interview after, we're going to have all 3 of those gentlemen's wives. And they will get to rebut and discuss the things stated in the stories about them.
Yeah, because they all had interesting stories talking about their spouses.
Definitely.
Slamming of doors and having to walk back.
And get a phone.
Right, that was good.
Ty walking into the party and everybody knew him and she had no idea.
Right. Oh, that's going to be good to get her point of view on that.
Now, Wade and Maddie, Pastor Wade and Maddie. We didn't really have anything there, but I know a little bit that we can go in on. Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, we also get to know her perspective on the great Wasp Slayer.
Wasp
Slayer.
Wasp
Slayer. Yeah, Wasp Slayer. Welcome to that word tripping you up.
That's a good one. Yeah. So after that, we have already confirmed we're going to have someone from 901. His name is Adam Jackson.
Yep. Looking forward to Adam being on here. He's listened to, I don't know if he's completely caught up. Oh, he is?
So, yeah.
But he's been a listener since pretty much right as we got started.
As soon as he found out about it, he went back and just listened to them all. He's a great guy. He always makes sure to to talk about it, like to acknowledge that we're doing
right.
it.
I want to say outside of the circle of people we had helping us and supporting us, he was the first person from the outside to say, "Hey, I'm really
awesome.
enjoying this.
Yeah,
Y'all are doing a
exactly.
fantastic job."
Yeah, he is easily was one of our first like supporters, vocal supporters.
Yeah, for sure, and it was good. So we want to bring him on. He's going to be a fantastic guest.
Oh yeah,
his story of how he's got to where he is now is just it's always worth hearing.
Always.
So,
and then we're going to round out the season with like what we consider what we hope, because I'm skipping ahead. 901 Church, a few people are going to Israel. So, and that's happening in a few weeks. With that said, we locked down an interview with Pastor Stevie Flockhart last season. We said, "Hey, we want you on the show." He agreed, and we're like, "Cool, let's lock down a time." And then as we got through the season, we kept adding and adding and adding, and some of these 1 week things became 2 weeks and 3 weeks, and so we were like, "Hey, we're getting towards the end of the year. Let's wait until they go to Israel and let him come back and talk about what he experienced in Israel."
Yeah, for sure.
So,
which 2 episodes could be 3, depending on how much he's got going on.
Easily. And I mean, Pastor Stevie, if you haven't listened to him on any of the 901 locations or the Facebook, YouTube, the app, they also have their own podcast, him and his wife, called The Essentials.
It's fantastic.
It is. He wonderful person to just sit and listen to. Always has something to hear, and always seems to be preaching directly to you without knowing your situation.
Right. Well, he would say it's the Holy Spirit.
100%.
He wouldn't take credit for it. So I always enjoy conversations with him because not only does he interject in a conversation, but he'll lean into the conversation.
100%.
He doesn't just listen to respond, but it feels like he genuinely listens to understand.
Right.
And that's kind of rare from people.
It is
nowadays. So
well, that is a general forecast,
right? Yeah.
Of season 2 for cutscene conversations. I'll say it right eventually.
Eventually, it's almost like we haven't recorded in 3 months, 2 months.
It's been a while.
So
it's been a nice break. It really
has. It has been,
and it's been real busy over the break.
It has.
So it would have been real difficult to get in here and record, especially adding video. Which, by the way, look out for our hopefully coming soon YouTube.
Yep, hopefully. It's probably not. Hopefully,
it's probably there.
Let's just say coming
if we're
soon.
saying this, it's probably on YouTube.
There.
Yeah. So
our social media person.
Shout out to our social media manager again, Miss Cindy.
Right.
Thank you for always supporting and being there and worrying. Like if we go, hey, we need to talk, you're immediately worrying.
Do we want to talk about that?
I mean, I think we should.
Okay, so we had a conversation last week. It was me, Tim, and Mike, and
Cole.
And Cole was there. That's right. And we just kind of threw around ideas. What we're gonna do? Let's talk about the different things. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna give Cindy a call on the way home. And I call her, and she was busy. I think she was at a life group. And I was like, hey, I just want to talk to you about the podcast. All right. I call her back, or she calls me on her way home, and and I go through everything we talked about and all. And she, at the end of the conversation, said, oh, well, I'm glad. I thought you were calling to tell me you didn't want me to be your social media person anymore. I was like, what? What? Why?
That's insane.
We love Cindy.
I know you can hear me right now. That's insane.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Yeah. So shout out to Mike, who's going to be helping us throughout it. We're going to introduce a new segment.
Yeah.
I don't want to give any of it away.
Right. It's going to be gold.
Yes.
There's some things where it's like, would you rather? I feel like that's going to grow into something really fun.
Yeah.
But the Mike segments, I think that's going to be what pushes it. It's going to be like, oh man, that's going to be like the bait right there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%. It's going to be good.
Trying to think. I think that really sums up what we got going on.
Right. 30-second update on Tim.
I need a little bit more.
Okay, 45-second update.
All right, I'm just going to keep talking. All right, so let's see. Since then, I'm going on a cruise soon.
Yep.
Going to Disney.
That's going to be fun. You're taking your family, right?
Yeah, so me and my family, and here's a new thing. My brother and his family.
That's going to be good.
They booked it 3 days ago. We have 12 days until the cruise.
I think that is going to be fantastic for y'all's families. Him and you have grown independently of one another a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And y'all are both coming into a season where y'all are going to be able to be brothers without being dependent on one another, which is going to be a totally new experience for both of you.
It really is. So we're looking forward to that.
Yep.
Let's see. I've gotten back into the gym. I'm going to start a new workout soon called 75 Hard, which is apparently really hard.
Well, it's in the name.
It's in the name. It's also 75 something. I can't remember. Days, hours, minutes. Might be minutes.
It's probably minutes. It's probably you're supposed to do 75 minutes of something a day.
Right. No. It's 75 days. 2 workouts a day, 45 minutes, one inside, one outside.
So you acted like you had no idea what this you were like, it's something, and then you're like, it's exactly this.
You know me.
I know.
I'm gonna do that.
You can't help it.
So I can't. So, 75 Hard starts when we get back from the cruise because there is no way I'm going to restrict myself on this cruise.
You're coming. Are you still carnivore dieting or are we done?
Currently, I am still on a animal-based diet.
Mm-hmm.
Had steak tips for lunch. It was great.
Oh, let me tell you about it. I've personally got to experience this. And not in a good way.
It was wonderful.
It was no, it wasn't.
It was awesome.
You smiled at me.
I did
twice.
Yep. Been working out. Let's see. Work's been work.
Yeah.
We're growing into it. Trying to think what else is going on here. I pulled a muscle on my elbow.
Yeah, and it's extremely sensitive, from what I understand.
It is. It's extremely sensitive.
Which elbow is it?
You don't want to find out. All right.
When I smile, I close my eyes, so now the whole world knows.
Yep. Quick summation. Been working, taking a vacation, working out.
Nice. For me, I'm finally in my new position. Started at January 1. It's good. It's stressful in ways I didn't expect it to be.
Yeah.
Not in ways that are bad.
Right.
I'm already growing and having to stretch and become new in terms of work.
Getting limber.
Right. It feels that way. A lot of independent, trying to find the right word for this, independent responsibilities.
Okay.
It's a lot of the ball being passed my court, and it's like, get to this when you can. Yeah, we need it done, though. And there's not really a time frame. It's more like, hey, this is important. This needs to be a priority. Finish it when you can. Which is interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting because a lot of, before now, a lot of the tasks that I've done have been, I've had clear-cut deadlines.
Right. And you fit into the system of your job, right? Like, there was something that came to you, you did something, and it went to someone else.
Mm-hmm. Now it's, I'm on a much higher level.
Here's all this, and it goes from you to VPs and presidents.
I go from playing basketball to managing a basketball team.
Right, exactly.
Which is way different.
No, I don't. I don't. Ball.
Well, yeah, right. Well, I don't do anything with basketball. I just feel like I need to say that at all. But so I got that going on. Works, and it's good to grow there and learn new things. And then you just living life with the family, man. Trying to balance work, trying to balance church, trying to balance family.
Yeah.
And you get it right some, and some you don't. And you learn from when you do it wrong and when you do it right.
Oh, definitely. I learn way more when I do stuff wrong.
Right.
I did a lot of stuff wrong as a kid.
Right.
I learned really quick.
Well, we talked a lot about your dad in the first season.
Oh, definitely.
So we know why you didn't repeat.
Oh, yeah. Real quick, you mentioned my dad. Coming up on year anniversary of his death, but it also, I was very worried that I wasn't going to be able to distract myself. And I had a friend who offered to basically have me exercise into the point of exhaustion. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's plan A right there. And then I was laying in bed, and plan B just kind of popped on my phone. I was scrolling Facebook, and there is a organization called Stop Soldier Suicide.
Yeah.
And they are doing a 30-hour stream starting anytime February 17th, and you can complete it in 7 days. Well, I mean, 30 hours is just like one shot.
You say that. I'm looking forward to participating and supporting you along that road. Right. I'm also interested to see how far into the 30 hours we make it, because we're not in our 20s no more, Tim. I have a feeling
I am making it the full 30.
You're committing to it.
I'm committed. Like,
how much extras are you going to need? How much coffee / energy drink /
Oh, I'm buying a case. Like, I'm going to Walmart and buying a case of energy drinks. That's nice. No doubt. I'm going to kill my kidneys. Kill them.
What are you planning on doing for the 30 hours? What are some of the different things you want to do?
I went through today and talked with a couple people, and we've got some old games we used to play, some board games that we can play online.
Yep.
And then you're going to guide me through a game that you love that I hate.
Well, it's not that
I don't hate it. It's just the original was better.
Well,
nostalgia
of the original is better. But if you ever went back and played the original, it makes
it just makes you want to. Yeah, no.
It's like going back and watching an old TV show you remember as a kid, and you're like, "This was the greatest show ever," and then you watch it and you're like,
"Oh no,
why?"
Yep.
How many episodes did Goku build the Spirit Bomb? 14.
It was forever. It was absolutely forever. So, and then like for the times where nobody's awake with me, I've got some single player games that I'm working through. My buddy Gil bought me this insanely hard game, Elden Ring. I've installed it and I have not started it.
Have you watched any play of it?
I've watched some boss fights, but like not people trying to figure out how to beat them. Is usually an uber powered person going back and being a lower powered boss or something.
Right.
It's just something that looks cool.
All I've watched of it is they stand outside of a boss room and they're like, boom, thing on them, boom, thing on them, boom, boom,
right,
boom, boom.
Right.
And they walk in, it's like, hello, boss, boom, and boss dead.
Right, exactly.
It's like, how's that fun?
Exactly.
I get it, but it's like,
I've got it. I've got the new Hogwarts game.
Yeah.
I've played a couple hours of it. Of course, I'm Slytherin.
Of course. I mean, it's the Death Eater.
Of course, I'm already in the illegal dueling.
Dude, how did you struggle to even pick Death Eater? I'm just going to ask. How are you like, look, how am I going to admit to the world I would pick Death Eater?
So part of that choice was, in fact, the illusion that I was struggling.
An illusion. What are you hiding? Sorry, that's another reference to WoW.
And there's a lot of older games in my library that I'm going to pick up, and like I've already talked to Gil, I've talked to you, and there's a couple other people that are going to join us for just some random games. You know, we'll sit there and do that. And I thought about even doing some YouTube watch stuff, like go through and watch other things while being watched. Some React videos, maybe. I don't know. I got to fill 30 hours.
It's a lot. 30 hours is a lot. I think
it's a lot.
What's going to happen is you'll get through the first 4 or 5, maybe even 6 to 8 hours, and you'll be like, man, this is easy. We're just getting through it. And I think what's going to happen is between hour 8 and 10 and like 16 and 18, you'll have this hard period where it's like, what am I going to do now? And then all of a sudden,
I'll just hyper focus in on Hogwarts.
What will happen is, and then after that, once you hit the last 18 to like 30 hours, you're just going to be just clicking through things.
I'll play everything.
Everything.
Oh, that was something else. So my buddy Gil and I talked about doing a free-to-play roulette.
You know, you always say, my buddy Gil.
Yeah.
My buddy Gil.
Yeah.
It's like a song now. Sorry.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm going to need that song.
I know, right?
So...
I just did my hands and everything.
I know, and everybody saw it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So we thought about doing a free-to-play roulette where we go to Steam and we look up like the top free-to-play
games. Oh, you were telling me about that.
And just like download one and play it like just straight in.
Oh, man, that could be both entertaining and mildly just obnoxious.
So there's a lot of social games we're gonna play. Among Us.
Yep.
Goose Goose Duck is a good one.
Yeah. Town of Salem.
Town of Salem.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
So anyway, the stream will be way over by the time this hits the air. But it's for a company called Stop Soldier Suicide.
And what tell us about them?
I mean, they so it was founded by a couple vets back in I think 2010. It may have been before 2010. I'm sorry, I don't have all my talking points in front of me.
You're like me,
right? Yeah, thanks for that.
You're welcome.
But they noticed that the current systems in place for helping soldiers who were experiencing that just weren't up to par for what was going on.
Yeah.
So they set out to make a difference. One of the ways they make a difference is involving not only vets, but friends of the military, friends of people in the military to do sponsored streams. So it doesn't matter if anybody watches me. I think I've already raised $275 towards it. I had a $200 goal and passed it, and then I was like, cool, bump it to $5.
Right. I seen the initial one. And you were like, "Hey, I'm doing this," and then it felt like 45 minutes later. It was, if that.
So I said, "Hey, I'll match. All I need is $100. I will match $100, right?" And immediately a friend went, "Here's $100." And I was like, "Well, we're upping it now,
right?"
Like, as quick as that hit, I was like, "We're done. We're going to $5."
And it doesn't even. Let's be honest. Like, it'd be cool if you got the $5, but it's not about the $500.
Well, it's about helping.
It's about helping
and awareness,
right?
So,
and keeping Tim busy.
That is, for like putting that up there, I think that falls to a second.
It does, but it's still worth
mentioning.
It is to keep you busy, but if we're gonna keep ourselves busy with something, at least it's for something good,
right?
So,
thanks for all that.
You're welcome.
Got to word vomit all that there. So wrapping up episode 1, season 2.
Yep. What are we calling this one?
Season 2, episode 1.
Yeah, but what's its like title? Are we gonna start titling episodes?
It is a recap and forecast.
Oh, forecast. That was a solid word.
Thank you.
It's a forecast of the next season.
Yeah. So
like
for Cutscene Conversations, I'm Tim.
I'm Jesse.
Y'all have a good night.